Hello and welcome to Heroes of History. This time we're looking into Charlemagne, another 4-star hero, which is, well, an area attacker and a heavy infantry. He has, well, a strong defense and decent attack, and he has, well, okay, a hit point. He has awakened 5 times. He get extra defense, extra attack, more defense, even more defense, and some focus regeneration, so he uses his powers more often. Now that results in an ability that is right now 8.3 at a regular charge, which is of course faster on 4.2 as initial charge. While he does a melee strike that strikes the current target, causing an explosion that deals 133% damage to all enemy units in a range of 2 around the target and reduces their attack speed by 19% for 8 seconds. Which is, well, to be honest, rather nice. They can't attack as fast and, well, they do some area damage. Not a lot, but, well, it's more of a definition question whether or not he's mainly area attacker or mainly a support unit, because he rounds his enemy units down. Let's look here. And, well, normal base damage, normal attack speed, his melee, medium speed is okay, and normal of everything else. Now let's test him and let's see how he fares. Now I have prepared myself over here, and, well, you can't compete really in mine foothills, but my Malian Fort is great to test him on. So first off, battle number 1 here. And these are the usual suspects. Let's see how they handle it. We got Beethoven, Bismarck, Ashoka the Great, and down in the corner, that's Thomas Alva Edison jumping around. As you can see, they gain some less attack speed here as the symbol, so they won't attack as fast at our units, which is great because that helps us keep the upper hand in this battle. And there's the next wave. The stun from Beethoven helps us a lot. Bismarck reels them in, and, well, in a moment we'll have Charlemagne reduce their attack speed, so we even have a little better there. I find it sometimes hard to, in this mess, see whether or not I'm winning or not, because sometimes, well, damage go down really fast because, well, both Charlemagne and Thomas Alva Edison gets into the thick of it when Bismarck reels in the enemy units and makes them stand close around him. As you can see there, Charlemagne is very close to dying right now, right before Bismarck took them all in and made them focus their attack on him. That's the beauty of being a taunt hero, but we're very close not having a strong enough team for this. But, well, let's look at the battle stats and see if there's anything useful to look at there. There we go. Well, it's some rather high numbers for area damaging, so, well, let's look at the next battle and see if it's better or worse. There's surely a lot of damage to be dealt here in these battles when we get this far ahead here. So let's see here and the next one and see if they behave well enough for this. Again, Bismarck takes them all over there, and all of a sudden everyone is swarming around our Charlemagne. And when Bismarck's hold of them for taunting gets away, we can see Charlemagne is really reeling in some damage because, well, all of a sudden he becomes the enemy that is the closest to our enemies. And thus he will, well, try to absorb all the damage that is sent our way. Now let's see here, we're going to second wave now. Now Bismarck is really in now, so we'll be doing great because now we're having the area damage as land as well, and the sugar just healed them all fully up here. And oh, Jesus, that went fast with Charlemagne. Well, he did die. He just couldn't keep up with the speed of the sheer attack in this wave. But even then, it seems like that's the only one we're gonna lose, because now they're being more or less diminished and all our 4 heroes is at almost full health. Let's look at the battle stats. It isn't the exact sweet spot for our Charlemagne. Well, it took some significant out of his area damaging, but apart from that, I think he did okay-ish under the circumstances. His setback is mainly the fact that he is a close combat unit, and that makes him, well, get him places that it's not easy to be at when all of a sudden you're surrounded like this, and that's the thing that Bismarck does, that he surrounds him, and having him right around him gives him a tough job if he wants to survive. So perhaps a wise choice for him would be to switch places with Beethoven, and Beethoven would then be a little further back and not end up being in the midst of everything. But on the other hand, that will also put Bismarck in harm's way, and eventually he might have to take up all the damage and lose a taunt hero that we sometimes really need for a lot of things. That was like, there was something wrong with Charlemagne's focus generator. It was like, yeah, now it stands still again, though he has just used the power, and all of a sudden, well, I guess that's a bug. And especially because I lost Charlemagne, that surely is a bug. Though I'm not sure that it changed anything. And as you can see there, if Bismarck was in front, he would have to take all the damage. And, well, let's just be honest, he has already taken a lot of damage even after Charlemagne died. So that's a heavy 2-star here. That was closer for us losing another hero. Let's look at the battle stats here. Well, it's an impressive amount of damage that Mr. Edison did here. Well, let's try on the next battle here. Continue. And let's see. Well, I have to take battle number 7 in this province. Oh, that's only a 2-star earlier, so that's gotta be tough as hell. But let's see how well they carry out the attack here. Well, they do get in the thick of it very early, and yeah, well, Charlemagne just doesn't really want to play this game of seeing his progress bar for his focus gaining as it should. Well, nevertheless, it seems like we are at the end of this. Let's see the second wave here. Let's see if we do better. Oh crap, that's a long time for Bismarck to appear. And Edison and Charlemagne has just gone into, well, a death trap, it seems like. Because we need someone to die fast or some healing to really do the difference, otherwise we'll lose a hero or 2 here before the end of the battle. Oh crap, this is gonna be close. There's not much life Mr. Edison got left here, but well, now the enemies are almost dead. I think we'll actually get a 3-star out of this. That's terrific. Let's look at the battle stats here. when everyone survives. Well, let's take the final battle here. Jumping out here. Jumping into battle number 8 here. Continue. Let's see how we handle this. There's a lot of units. It seems like a single wave. So we'll be busy, well, keeping our units alive. Especially the area damage that is now in the thick of it. Because, well, all of a sudden they're gonna, well, cut them down fast. There's a lot of units hitting our units at the same time. But, well, maybe our timing hits perfectly to keep everyone alive. That would be awesome for us, but, well, sad for our enemies. And, well, it seems so. There's only the ballistas left here. The scorpions, I think they're called, really. There we go, and let's look at the battle stats one last time before concluding anything, if we can use this Charlemagne guy. Now let's look into it. We have taken from this one and replaced Artemisia of Caria with the Charlemagne. Well, basically it's not the same battles exactly, because we moved forward a bit to have more challenging provinces. But even then, Bismarck has a little extra damage given. Well, he ought to have, as we up the level of damage and challenge. Charlemagne had less damage than Artemisia, which is why I might prefer her for another battle. And Ludwig van Beethoven almost the same, even though the challenge was higher. But Thomas Alva Edison really had a fun time. He upped his damage by 50% almost, which is insane, because he really did hurt on those battles here. And, well, Hatshepsut or Ashoka was down here. Well, that's about the same amount of damage. Let's see. Holding off the enemy, well, we have Otto von Bismarck doing a great job here, and way better than up here. The same thing goes for Charlemagne. He's much more of a protector and takes much more damage than Artemisia, which also have helped Bismarck stay alive, of course. Ludwig van Beethoven, well, almost nothing, and Edison, well, way more. The prolonged battle here always was in the thick of it and would lose some. So all in all, they did well, and it worked really good with a close combat units that could absorb some damage from Bismarck, so he wouldn't die out really fast. If he had only ranged units, that's one of his benefits. Though looking at the damage and taken damage in total, I think I would favor Artemisia a little, but not much. They're pretty close now. And, well, the healing power is, well, tremendous. Now, well, I think I would use Charlemagne and Artemisia in different situations. Charlemagne really makes a good call in the close combat section, while Artemisia is better at the back row, but in general they are just about the same in my opinion, though combined with Bismarck I would prefer Charlemagne. I'll say thank you for watching this video.